Welcome, everyone, and hello. I wanted to send out some tips before our monologue workshop tomorrow. The monologue, this is an excellent way now that we find ourselves in a world where we are home. This is a great way to stay connected to our craft and to work on our craft and to share our craft. So, without further ado, 10 monologue tips. This is a quote that I wanted to share with you too that I have read over and over again the last couple days, and I find comfort in it. And it's from Eckhart Tolle. If uncertainty is unacceptable to you, it turns into fear. I find that so poignant. And if it is perfectly acceptable, it turns into increased aliveness, alertness, and creativity. And I feel like this can be a conscious choice where we find this uncertainty acceptable and we make the choice to create, to increase our output of inspiration and creativity into the world. So I hope that's what you choose to do too. And I am really looking forward to tomorrow and seeing the work and seeing your monologues that you're creating. And I want to remind everyone that no matter where you are in your career, if you're just starting, if you've been in the business for years, if you've been away from it and you're coming back to it, if you feel uncertain, if you feel unprepared, you are enough. The fact that you are embracing that vulnerability and that doubt sometimes that we all experience and are still making the choice to learn, to engage, to grow in your craft, and to create. Remind yourself, look in the mirror and say, you are enough. There are so many people who don't make that choice. And there's so much inside of them that we'll never get to see. So tip 1, length. Keep it to 60, 90 seconds. This is an easy kind of bookmark for you to not get overwhelmed and to look at a piece, and you can tell a story in 60 to 90 seconds. And this is something too that are guidelines by major acting universities and programs. When you go into audition, your monologue, they want it between 60 and 90 seconds. So using that as guidelines, that's where I want you to keep it, lengthwise for our workshop tomorrow. Tip 2, choose one that resonates with you. There's so much material out there. The internet is a huge rabbit hole, which we all know. And there are monologues too on the site. Choose one that you connect with, that you can feel, in your heart, something that you've experienced, something that someone has experienced, something you can relate to, something that, as you read it, you feel connected to it. That will come alive or make your performance that much more powerful. Tip 3, the monologue should encapsulate your range and strengths as an actor. What is a range? Your range is your ability to portray people in circumstances different than your own. And you also have an emotional range. Being bored, angry, joy, melancholy. These are all emotions that we as actors have to do the work to really connect with and learn about ourselves. So our range can broaden and we can be in touch with what makes us feel all those things, so we can portray that human experience in other people. So those are some things to think about too. What is your range? What is your emotional range? And your strengths. Can you do a British accent? Can you do a Boston accent? Can you play blue collar? Think of all those things that you really bring to the table and showcase them in your monologue. Tip 4, identify your objective. What is your objective? That is your character's pursuit of a specific goal in the scene. And once you identify that, this can really awaken and inspire your monologue. Tip 5, know who you are talking to. Just like in the world we live in, if we are talking to our mother, if we're talking to a child, a lawyer, a police officer, someone we're super upset with that we have a relationship with, a stranger, these all affect our interactions. So make sure it is very clear that you know who you are talking to in your monologue. Tip 6, note the arc, the beginning, the middle, and the end. You should have that in mind when you're prepping your monologue. that arc exists in the storyline and in your performance. And a great way to help you kind of figure out where those marks are is this. Tip 7, ask yourself, where does the emotion change? An interesting monologue has emotional conflict. We don't want to see you be sad for the entire monologue. We don't want to see you be angry for the entire monologue. That's not interesting. And even think of in your own life, emotional conflict is what draws us in. So think about that when you're prepping yours. Where does the emotion change? Tip 8, pay attention to your physicality. Adjusting your shirt, tucking your hair behind your ear, rubbing your temples, silence, looking off. They can all convey so much. And these also, I had advice before when prepping a monologue. These really can be a roadmap too, to keep you on track for your performance. If you know where your body is positioned or where your hands are at the start of the scene. When you make the choice to say a line a certain way, you cross your arms. These are all layers of the performance that elevate your monologue. So pay attention to your physicality. Tip 9, make bold choices. Raise the stakes. Add something unexpected. Don't push away your own unique ideas, because those are unique to you, and those are, or bring to life a monologue that only you can perform. Find the choices that feel or amazing, or find the choices that really fuel you and your craft, and that will bring this strong performance to the table. Tip 10, of course, enjoy the process. This is what we do. We create, and sometimes we get hindered by self-doubt or wondering, is this going to be bad? And I try to remember that Thomas Edison quote where he says, I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that don't work. And this is all part of it. And we are the people who try stuff. And sometimes it doesn't work, but sometimes it does, and it's glorious. And when we get to knowing our craft and knowing our instrument and knowing what we do best, the only way to get there is to keep doing the work and trying different things and putting it out there. So again, I'm so happy and grateful for all of you who are taking this journey with me. And I'm so looking forward to our workshop tomorrow. Please, if you've finished your monologue, send me the link. I'm so excited to see your work. And if anyone has any questions before then, please shoot me an email, jamie@actorplaybook.com. And have a wonderful, fabulous rest of the day. Talk soon.